So I'm just going to sit on it for a sec. In fact, it might be worthwhile instead to spend this to increase our population. Now, we are going to get a prompt. I'm just going to wait for the governor thing, because we're actually going to get a prompt to set it up. See, there you go. No governor set. So what you do is first you get prompted as like, hey, you can recruit another hero, you know, so you get prompted about that. And then when you got the idle hero, they're like, oh, you know you can set this as a governor, right? The game is really good about trying to make sure you don't forget things, which is great. So Grundent here has 8 affinity for Materium, which is going to give us more production over here. There you go. Like that. There's some funky rounding and stuff. But that's under domain. If I go domain over here, see the governor bonus +8. Quite nice. And yeah, we got the mana. You're right. Let's summon. Well, actually, maybe what I'll do first is I'm gonna get the Wayfinder enchantment, so our scoot around a little faster, and then we'll start getting some stone spirits. Oh yeah, and we talked about maybe upgrading this one because we got levels. Now, we could focus on like Magecraft and stuff for more accuracy or range attacks. We can get things later like Distant Evoker to give her more range on that. But maybe we'll go down the support thing with experienced leaders and then give her, yeah, a bunch of the stone babies and see what happens. So we'll do that. And then the other nice thing in support is defensive training. Now, there's also defense training, which is +1 defense to all non-hero units in the army. Defensive training is +1 defense and +1 resistance. Now this, you know, these numbers were probably all going to change at release. The discussions in the dev Discord have been happening, so these numbers may all be different, but keep an eye out for these things. See, if we do this, all the units in our army get huge defensive boosts, which sounds great. So we're going to do that. So we're going to get a very different vibe between Quill and Grun over here in terms of how they manage things. Let's get her a couple more units. Oh, we could wait until we could just give her some stone babies, but hold on. You have 2 frontliners. You have the Sneck. Let's give you a Steel Shaper. And then maybe we'll just summon a little rock baby in there afterwards. You got that, you got that. Danger Noodle, yes. And yes, we've got Arcanium. Well, friendship was declared. Oh, well, thank you. So friendship is going to increase our relations. And I could pronounce a mutual friendship here, but it costs 100 gold to start and 100 gold or 10 gold per turn. It's fairly pricey, but it does do huge things with relations. I don't know. Can I rename the second hero? Or between turns? Let me just check. I'm not sure that I can rename the character. No. Oh, yes, I can. Duh. Adjust appearance. Obviously, this hero's name should be Petra. Petra Dent, much better name, and change their look and everything too. If we're not happy with the look, but you know, it's fine. There we go. Petra Dent. Love it. All right, you're in pretty good shape. I don't think we can take on the Silver Ancient Wonder though. We need some higher tier units before we do that. But we can go and boop some randos over here. The shrine. You know what? Let me boost the population. I'm gonna get a quarry here, which will discount the shrine. And generally speaking, then we get the quarry, which for us are really good because we get the extra 2 gold for it as well. I mean, maybe we're losing it on adjacency, although there's some mine quarry adjacency bonus with some of the specialized provinces. Actually, there you go. Specialized province improvements are now available because we did upgrade our base station. So we can build these. These will replace like a default quarry or whatever with the new one. So builder's quarters and central quarry. These are actually exactly the same as far as I can tell, but one's cheaper. I think the central quarry is because of our traits. Maybe both of these are the traits. One might be industrious, one might be from Great Builder. But yeah, so this gives more production than a regular quarry and adjacency bonuses for adjacent quarries. So ideally what we'd like is a big cluster of quarries somewhere and then spam that down. Unfortunately, these are all going to be foresters over here. We're actually not in a good position to do that. They're still pretty good. Like, if I go and mouse over here, you can see it goes from 5 production to 15 production. And it still counts as a quarry in and of itself. But, I mean, again, production means you build faster, but our build is still mostly going to be limited by our money. What I'm excited about is the fact that we boosted a bunch of stuff by having a quarry at all. The shrine for more mana, but maybe instead of the mana, maybe we go with an Arcane Institute first for more knowledge. Because, I mean, mana's only going to do so much for us until we've got the tech to support it. Alternatively, I could start on a Wizard's Tower. Wizard's Tower you can only build in your capital, and it gives you more Imperium. And this is the foundation. Level 1, more Imperium. Level 2, more Imperium. And the apex, you guessed it, more Imperium. Imperium's not really something you can boost otherwise. So I think what we have to do is get the Wizard's Tower building ASAP. There's no boost for it or anything like that. So let's get that going. And then also we can add in crypts and prisons and things for when we capture other heroes. At some point, Flare Spire is going to start some crap. Oh, Mashara, yes, preference for people with a single race, which we've got. She's, you know, some sort of fascist, I guess. Human paladins. Freaking humans! God! They're just terrible. All the time. Yeah. It doesn't hate us, which is interesting. I guess because we're you know we know our place. We have our own place separately from hers or some damn thing like that. Freaking humans, just terrible. Hey Necron, better off without rulers like you. Stay away from me and do not interfere with the plans. You've issued a declaration of rivalry. So first of all, that does hurt relations. The other thing it does though, declaration of rivalry, is does make grievances worth 40% more points. So if you are planning on going to war with someone, you could go and have a rivalry so that if any grievances develop, you will get more and more war justification. But it costs money to do. Right now, it's like, fine. You know, I still don't know where you are. Real sort of Thanos moment. I don't even know who you are. Wait, then Thanos got wrecked. Maybe that would be not good. We're near the two hours in. We're still in turn 13. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna try to go a little. Although, I mean, talking about the mechanics is kind of why people are here, probably. Think he's to our west? Oh, is he there? How come it's not colored teal? Maybe he's not teal. Maybe he's sort of grayish white. Because yeah, you're right. His head is right over there. Okay. Let's go and boop this. Again, we'll do manual combat with rapid acceleration. Is what we're gonna do. Oh, he just used the, interesting. So Quill just used the item, the Cloud in a Bottle. Pushes units back, inflicts wet. So if we were hitting them with lightning, they would take bonus damage here. Pushing them back, good, bad, I don't know, but it is what we did. Should probably drop some rocks on some people too. Just to say. All right, keep up the automation though. Oh my God! Hold on, did Quill plan that? He pushed them back, set them in a line, then used his lightning blast on people who were wet and therefore taking bonus damage. The AI just planned a move that is gonna 1,000,000 times better than anything that occurred to me right in that moment. Holy cow! Wow! That was strong! Way to go, Quill 18! No, the AI keeps impressing me. One of the nice things about it is like the AI never forgets to use your abilities either, right? So like your random like set support units that have heals or whatever, they're gonna use them. Unlike me, who are like, no, I'll just right click and attack more, right? How far can you zoom? Is there a grid available? So zoom out, zoom in. Grid is an interesting question. There are many, many settings available in here. Connection camera, interface, hex grid on. Well, that's for world map. So I don't know if that. It also applies in combat. Ah, there you go. If you like your hex grids, boom. You know, it's not as visually appealing, but I think I'm gonna leave that on, actually. I think that's actually really helpful. Same thing when we play Civ, you know, people are like, oh, I don't want the grid on, I don't want the tile yields on, and other people are like, oh, I need them on all the time. All right, bonus gold from clearing that. And perhaps more importantly, the experience points, which is great. Just move to friendly territory for the heals. All right. Boost the shrine. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Wizard's Tower level 1 immediately, just for more Imperium generation, because it's so valuable. Quill level up. We're going to keep giving him most of combat. I'm going to give him Sentinel over here. I know, there's 2 Paladin units hanging around too. Sentinel gives us first strike, so when we get attacked in combat, we retaliate first, which is nice. And we do bonus damage for retaliation attacks and opportunity attacks. It seems like a good trait to have. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Maybe it's my D&D brain. But yeah, and yeah, I know she's got some units like hanging over here. I think she just killed some neutrals. I don't think she can take the Shifting Spire, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. And there we go. We're going to enchant her Scoots with fast movement, so that you can scoot a boot a little faster. Excellent. And oh, and now we don't have no mana. Negotiating successful. Pact of Loyalty, share vision, contribute to the rally. Reinforcing combat against Marauders. Yep. Why don't we go ahead and let's boost the allegiance here. Let's get some progress. There we go. One turn, we're going to get Vassalage. We were insulted, probably by Necron. Befriending Silverwall will help you secure your path to victory. Be my empire that rises above all. Sure, buddy. I think I'm going to grab the other province here, and I think we are going to build a second research post immediately, which will give us more mana production, which is great. And now I think the next time I have enough Imperium, I think it's going to be justified to pick up Consolidated Industry. Or not Consolidated Industry, Metropolitan Society. Because this town is making enough like research and mana income that I think we're going to, like now it's going to be appreciated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just clearing some neutrals here. Ah, we got our first city-state quest. Actually, no, it's not a city-state quest. So you can get these quests from city-states. You can get them from some of the heroes that you recruit, and sometimes you just get like racial quests like this one. So distraught member of the Mountain Sprouts, which is our race. Council requests an urgent meeting. Terrible news, my first protector. Our scouts, I'm sorry, it's pronounced scoots, have reported sightings of an army of watchers roaming our lands. Okay, that's actually somewhat problematic for us. These watchers here are battle mage units. They do magic damage. We don't have a lot of resistance. We are very good at blocking physical damage, not so much magic damage. Our forebears told legends of these creatures that they are bringers of death, and that seeing such creatures heralds 77 years of bad luck. We must drive it away immediately to prevent unrest in our cities. The Mountain Sprouts will panic when they notice that watchers are nearby. Quickly, oh first protector, you must dispatch them. So if we do it, we will get a race relation. We'll get a stability boost here, and free cities of that race, which includes the one we're making friends with, will get a relation boost, and we get a mystery reward as well. So we can say, no need to panic, I will take care of the Watchers. So we accept this quest, and we have to go and kill these dudes on the map. Or we could say, this is one of the ways to say no to this quest. Educate yourselves. Witless beliefs of the Mountain Sprouts must be renounced. So this would make all of my cities, both of them, lose stability for 6 turns, and all free cities of the Mountain Sprouts, which is the one neighbor, would get a relations penalty. On the bright side, for 6 turns, we would generate more knowledge per turn from each city. That's actually quite a lot. 34 more knowledge per turn is a huge amount. Or we could just say no in general. I'm going to say yes to the quest. Yes. Zerna says, pick number 1, my lord. It's standard request for, I mean, this is not developed by Paradox. It's developed by Triumph, right? But I want Twitch integration for these decisions so that Twitch can vote. But, you know, we've got chat for that as well. So yeah, we're going to accept this quest. And so the quest is over here. So we got 2 Watchers. So yeah, they fire Lightning Bolt. They got the Psychic Gaze as well. They're resistant to charge. They can demolish walls, which won't matter. Sight doesn't matter as well. They can pass through obstacles. I don't think that'll be an issue. Immune to flanking. They can see invisible and stuff, which again won't matter. They don't have tons of defense. They have decent hit points though. They are vulnerable to shock, which is interesting since they do shock themselves. We do have a snack. That's true. And unlike the Wonders, which you are limited to a single army fighting, these guys on the world map can be attacked by multiple armies. So what we can do is we can bring this army of Quill in there. Let me go and accelerate the Steel Shaper. And there we go. Stone Spirit will get that summoned. So I think the plan is probably just 1 army is fine. How dangerous is this predicted to be? Safe battle. What about with this one? Low risk battle. Could bring both armies over. I don't know if that's the best use of our movement. Maybe just this one is going to be fine, especially when it gets reinforced by the Lesser Stone Spirit. It's got low defense, which means hitting it with rocks is actually going to do huge damage. We're probably fine with just the one army of Quill. We'll see. Meanwhile, I might want to send the army of actual Quill 18 over here to go and kill some of these neutrals so that we can milk some of the XP. Okay, we have completed 4 cycles of research, which means we can get a new tome. Now, we can cycle through the tomes this way. It looks very pretty. I find it much more useful to look at it over here in the tome library. So tomes range from tier 1 through tier 5. To get a tier 2, you need 2 level 1 tomes. To get a tier 3, you need 2 level 2 tomes. To get a tier 4, you need 2 level 3 tomes and enough affinity in that school. So for example, the level 4 Tome of the Astral Mirror, which is an astral tome, needs 6 levels of astral affinity, which we wouldn't have. So pursuing that's not going to work out for us. And then the final level is tier 5, same jazz. We'd need 2 level 4 tomes of any kind, but also 8 astral affinity in this case. And they all work the same way. What I like to do in this is just check the available tomes, and then I sort by tier normally, although currently, because all we've got is our 1 starter tome, we can't access other than tier 1 tomes. So now we have to decide where we're going to go here. We could double down. You can also sort by affinity if you care about that. So like we're Materium over here. The other level 1, because there's 2 tomes of every affinity. So the other level 1 tome of Materium is Tome of Enchantment. Enchantment? Enchantment! Which is actually pretty good for us. I really like Awakened Tools, so we cast this on a city, so we can ultimately cast this on all of our cities. It does reduce the city's stability, but gives them a huge boost to production and draft, which is kind of sexy. Enchantments are kind of my own thing as well. I have, because of our racial trait, we have a discount to unit enchantments, which Spell Tempered Shield would be one. This gets all of our shield units, which currently we own 4 of them. It gives them +1 resistance, which is resistance against magic damage, and we get more when we go in defense mode, including Jason stuff. We could also get Sundering Blades, which is another unit enchantment over here. It affects, I think, every melee unit, and gives them a 90% chance on hit to inflict Sunder Defense, which lowers the target's defense and status resistance by 1, and can stack up to 5 times. Plus gives them Demolisher trait to smash buildings. Real good. Let's get Secret Arrows over here, which gives +1 range to our range units. And we do have the Arbalists, and we might have some more. We're not going to have very many of those, but at the same time, that means the maintenance on this is going to be pretty cheap. These are like really, really quite good. You want to see an example of some level 5 stuff? Let's take a look at the level 5 Tome of the Creator. We won't look at all of them, but let's look at this one here, because Materium currently is our jazz, so this might be the level 5 tome we end up doing. Tome of the Creator. Shape the world, summon slumbering titans, and become the master of Earth. First of all, note, every one of these tomes also has some passive bonuses over here. So, Ancient of Heart unlocks a new hero master skill for us. Makes our hero grow in size, become large, gain a bunch of hit points, 30% bonus damage, can no longer use a mount. So, Tectonic Shatter, this is... I think this is a combat spell, because it's damage spell here, but it hits all enemies in combat for huge amounts of damage. Chance to stun them, chance to blow up all obstacles on the map. Called Titan of the Earth, tier 5 unit, 150 hit points. I mean, this doesn't show all their stats over here, but this is almost certainly very beefy. Create Earth Shatter Engine. So this is a siege project. When you siege a city, which hopefully we'll get to with our neighbor to our west, but maybe not. When you siege a city, it takes a certain amount of time before your siege actually like makes a breach in the walls. It depends on the fortification level of the town. You can, when you start the siege, you can also initiate certain siege projects, which A, counters the fortification, so it happens faster, but B, can give you bonuses in combat. So this would give us access to something called an Earth Shatter Engine, which I suspect is very powerful as a siege thing. And we got Eternal Earth here. This is unit enchantments. Tome of the Creator, Undying, which restores them to life once upon death. So all elemental type creatures in our empire, right now we don't have any, but presumably by the point we get here, we'd have some, would, you'd have to kill them twice. Like Rebirth in Hearthstone. And really good, I like it a lot. But other than the fact that at some point, if we want to get this level 5 tome, we're going to need 8 levels of Imperium affinity, or material affinity, which is going to be easy. There's no reason we have to grab Tome of Enchantment. Although these are enchantments, and we do have bonuses for that, and I do like Awakened Tools, and thematically it works really well. We could go and grab any tier 1 tome we want. Now, in my Elvish Let's Play, which is going to come to YouTube at some point, I will tell you this, we are going to be going Astral plus Shadow. So I'm not going to do necromancy stuff over here. We could consider throwing a little bit of chaos with the pyromancy, because like earth, fire, volcanic kind of vibe sounds pretty good. The Tome of the Horde does look pretty good. This gives us the minor race transformation here, increases the number of units in each formation, and increases the damage of our units. So it actually makes us slightly smaller. Summon irregulars, yeah, summons a random non-scout tier 1 unit. Blaze of the Horde, right, damage spell for each tier 1 unit. The Tome of the Horde and other things in this sort of line, like here, all friendly tier 1 units become 1 strengthened. This really benefits a lot of low-level enemies, or low-level units, which is really cool. Now, I don't know if that's the vibe I want to go with. Pyromancy here, I mean, fire arrows for range units. Immolate is an AoE actually, because it targets a hex, but it hits all hexes around it as well for fire damage. Searing Blade adds fire damage to all of our melee attackers and stuff. Bonus damage against things that are burning, which we can burn things with Ignite. That's kind of cool. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Tome of Enchantment, because thematically, well, the one downside is it gives us another quarry type building, which, I mean, if we can get a good cluster of quarries, that does become kind of insane. We are, you know what, we are incentivized to build quarries because our quarries give us extra gold. The Rune Carver's Camp gives us mana for quarries as well. It actually feels like it's really good. What we'll probably do is we'll probably go outside of Materium at some of the other tiers, because it actually would be nice to get affinity for some of the other things over here. But I think I'm going to grab this. It's got a lot of good unit enchantments. It's on brand for the theme we're doing.
Enchantment is truly a union of the worldly and the arcane, as it requires both a steady smithing hand and magical prowess. Enhance weaponry, tools of labor, and even your people to see your empire rise above any other.
Plus, then we get to, like, do the quotes from Dragon Age Origin. Enchantment? Enchantment! So we're going to research Sundering Blades right away, which sounds really sexy to me. Our melee units are going to be shredding people's defenses, and that sounds pretty good. Do you have the Summer Copper Golem? We actually fought some Copper Golems recently. These would be elementals, you know, was thinking about elementals for later. These would not count as our dwarf race, though, so they wouldn't get the benefits that we're giving our dwarves, but they are pretty cool, especially the fact that these golems are immune to most things. But yeah, it is an elemental polearm unit. But I'm going to grab Summoning Blades for now. I really like the idea of enchanting our own units to the max. Master Magic, that ancient game, I used to love playing Life Magic. I mean, many people did because Life Magic was kind of OP. But the Life Magic thing was all about enchanting your units to be super powered, and that feels good. Feels really good. Got a Rainbow Clover here, probably from our Free City linkage, to now share the material. And yeah, I'm going to go, oh, do I want to save up for warsmithing? See, mines give us extra draft. We built a bunch of mines. This would let us recruit units faster, which is great. Or if I saved up points, I could get right in the armorer for a breastplate of the champion for my main character. Not only is it good defense, it's increased melee damage and crit. Tell you what, let's get Metropolitan Society now, because we know we're going to want it for the income. Sure, it's fine. Oh, Flare Spire sent a war party. So this Free City that has been at war with us since the start has sent a war party. So we're going to make sure to pull Quill's army back over this way to go and smash them. There you go. We have officially vassalized these guys, which means they share the magic material, which is why we got that. Now, we also got the Rally of the Lieges over here. So as we get our loyal cities, our vassals over here, they will occasionally rally. We can accelerate it. Cuts it in half for 30 gold. And this will lead to a pool of units in here that we can recruit a little cheaper and a little bit easier. Right now I'm going to keep my money though, because we kind of need it in general. Can you integrate vassals? Yes, you can. So yeah, these guys here, we are vassalized. We got basic vassalage. Next level is bonded vassalage, and eventually Flourishing Vassalage, and then finally Supreme Vassalage, which is at the point at which the city can be integrated. It does cost you Imperium to do that. Although the nice thing is once we do get to Supreme Vassalage, you get your Whispering Stone back, because you're capped out at that point. Also, these guys really love me. Look at this, 800 friendly. Yeah, we're going up in rank with these guys super fast. Still got to do that quest, but we're working on it.